Warlords. Welcome to Saga Thursday, the show all about the skirmish miniatures game from Studio Tomahawk. I'm your host, Rodge, joined by Monty, again on our monthly episodes here. How's it going, Monty?
Excellent, Rodge. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. We had a little bit of a break after our little preview episode of Age of Alexander.
Yep.
So it's been a while since we chatted. Have you don't have the book, do you? I think they just mailed them like last week as we recorded.
Yeah,
for Alexander.
Right. I see people, let's say, boasting in social media, but I don't have mine yet.
Yeah, I think Europeans and British folks might have theirs by now, but
right.
We will have them soon. Looking forward to that. I did got some Macedonian successors models purchased. Did you make a buy, Monty? Or are you buying your time?
Yeah, I'm sitting on a little bit of a queue, but I'm thinking and looking.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we're going to talk about a little bit about Fimbulwinter. Then we're going to get into Saga Storm, which is actually quite a while ago, but we'll talk about whatever we remember from that event. And then we're going to jump in with the paint contest. We've got some awards to give away for that, and we've got some awards to give away for Patreon. It's all around going to be an exciting episode. So let's jump into that. So Fimbulwinter, the official tournament of Saga Thursday. I just threw that out there, Monty. It's official now.
I like it.
We are sitting pretty good here. I've got a couple of goodies cooked up for that. One thing is we're closing in on the first 24 registrations are going to get a free Fimbulwinter pint glass, and we'll show pictures of that next time. Hopefully I'll have them physically in my hand. That'd be cool. But after 24, then you're going to have to probably pay $5 or $6 or $7 if you want this official glass. So right now there's 16 officially signed up, and then there's literally 12 people who've told me that they're coming. So, if you want to get that pint glass, you got to be part of the next little batch of people here. And it's about this point too, where, to be like, send me the money, give me that money. You said you're coming. Give me that cash.
Gotta commit.
If you told me you're coming, just be ready. I'll put up or shut up time.
Nice.
Fimbulwinter, we are doing the Battle of the Heroes in round 2, and each episode I'm eliminating one of the possibilities. So we're taking subjugation off the menu. This is a victory condition, massacre points. At the end of the game, the player with more units on the table scores 2 bonus points per additional unit. So we're not going to use that one for selecting your army there. I don't know if that's going to affect anybody, but, we're not going to use that one. So
good.
Let's move on to Saga Storm.
Yes.
Monty.
Yes.
So this was earlier in September. We're recording this at the end of October. It's actually Halloween today. We're jacked up on sugar. I don't know if you can tell.
That is true.
So Saga Storm was a blast, as always. Did we record the Alexander video after Saga Storm or before? It might have even been before. Do you remember?
Might have been before. We were way out of the box early on that.
Yeah, that one was super early.
Yep.
So Saga Storm is an event in the Twin Cities. It's outdoors. It's at a pavilion. I got a picture of it up on the screen for people watching. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. We came in early with a car full of Wisconsin fellows and met the Kansas City boys. Charles and crew came up. So we got games Friday and Saturday. Monty, how did that go for you? Was it a good weekend?
Yeah, it was amazing. There are so many things to touch on, but I want to start with the one that really stands out for me, right?
The very first game, the victory over me. Is that where we're going, Monty?
I was going to save that. You got to cherish those treasures. And I think, the wins over the Rodge father are pretty rare. So, you got to like those. But I was going to say first, it just warms my heart, seriously, that we are in at least the eighth year of doing this thing. The weather has held out every year. We've never been caught out. And there was predictions of rain. So I was like, oh my gosh, people are traveling. Please don't let it be rain. Weather was spectacular. And I did a head count and I came up with 6 people came in from 6 different states.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Relaxing game day. It's not a competitive. It's a friendly. Sometimes people arrange grudge matches beforehand. You bring what you want. You play barbecue. People bring out food. Just a wonderful day. And so, like you said, I got in 2 games on Friday with the pregame warm up. And then I got in 4 games on Saturday, and that included the big battle. So, wow, I got my Saga fill and was just so happy when I came back home that Saturday.
Yeah, that was an awesome weekend. I'm right there with you. Played 2 games on that Friday and then 4 on the Saturday, including the big one. So we can touch a little bit on our game. So that was... Yep. It's still a little hazy at this point, but
right.
You're using the picks. I was playing with the Goths, and that was a really good game. I had the tools. You snuck away from me at the end there. You have multiple units of 4 warriors, as I recall. So even on the last turn, you were still generating 5 or 6 Saga dice. And if that's happening, you're not going to be coming out on top. So that was a fun game for sure.
It really was. It was good from the starting gun. If I remember right, we might have been doing Battle Around the Campfire, but I got to admit, I get your version of Battle Around the Campfire. And I just love all your scenarios. We put those to the test, really. Everyone that I played was like, yeah, let's play Rodge's scenarios. So it was wonderful to take all those out and give them a run out.
Yeah, that was funny. It was like Fimbulwinter weekend round 1.
Yes,
it was I'm like, oh, everybody's going to be sick of these scenarios by the end. But it is good getting reps in with those, because with the bidding, after playing all of them now, Battle of Heroes aside, I think for the bidding and stuff, I think 2 of them I'm kind of could take it or leave it on the bidding. One of them I would bid a moderate amount, and one of those scenarios I would bid a very large amount. And I'll keep that vague as to what a very large amount is and which scenario that is. But you gotta play them to understand the ins and outs for sure. So yeah, that was a good game. I just wanted to highlight that. Monty, props to you, good sir.
I was very happy, and I may have mentioned it when I got home to the household. They politely listen when I tell my stories.
All the Teutonic knights in their graves can sleep easy.
Well,
their spirits,
I know, right?
They just dissipate at the end of Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Exactly. They can move on to the other world. Yeah.
So my other game, I was playing Franks against the Welsh from one of the fellows who came up. At this moment, I can't remember his name, so apologies. But we had a really good game there. And who did you play in your second Friday game? Do you remember?
I think I was testing. Tom wanted to take out his, would it be late Romans?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. You played Tom.
Yep.
And I think he would have had his Romans out there.
Yeah. Very, very impressed. In the early going, it was. I was taking dice pretty quickly, but then his shooting, he must have cast a spell, because he just shot the bejesus out of my army all of a sudden, and I couldn't make any saves. It was just shocking how quick the game started turning once that Roman shooting starts getting hot.
Bringing some revenge from the Warsaw boys.
Yep.
Top table Tom. That's what we call him. He doesn't like to be called that. Okay. So we had some fun pickup games. Friday, Saturday was the main event. So it was 8-point Age of Viking or Invasion armies, and you had to take a legendary warlord, essentially. So we're not going to really dive into our games. Well, we'll talk a little bit about our legendary warlord and kind of how it worked out. So what were you taking, Mike? Were you the picks?
Oh, yes, I did. I painted them and I let them get cold, and I kind of had an eye towards Fimbulwinter, wondering, like, could this be like my fun, tournament army? So I wanted to give them a full day's workout. I took, my gosh, now I don't have the book handy. And we just improv'd on this. I think I may get it wrong. It's like Durst, whoever the pick.
Yeah, I think Durst.
Okay, there we go. Good.
Because I'm like, thinking Limp Bizkit. Yeah.
So, right. So he's pretty good. At the minimum, like, the coolest thing that he has is you put all your stuff out on the table, you're deployed, and then Durst, you get to point at one non-heroic unit on the other side and go, get those guys off of here. They don't come back till turn 2. And that's pretty good. Like, if someone had an 8-pack of Hearthguard, or maybe I just want to slow up their Levy Bow, just get them off the table, make them bring him in, turn 2. And that's, I really like that. I think he gets extra dice. I think he was 10 in combat. I think he generated 2 Saga dice. I didn't run him in a chariot until the last game. And the funny thing was, I happened to sit down, and I sat down to one other pick player. And he was like, did you run your warlord in a chariot? I go, oh, that's a chariot. 4/4. I think it's armor 4/4, 4 to melee, 4 to shooting, 5 dice of melee. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's that's not a good option. He goes, no,
it's a downgrade.
Right. He was like, it's really good. And I'm like, okay. So for the big battle, I ran Durst in a chariot, and son of a gun, he was really good in that chariot. So I was like, okay, this is what happens when you bring your biases to the game. You got to sometimes break out of your comfort zone and don't just judge, a chariot by its cover. Jump in there with 2 feet and give it a try.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I was bringing some biases to my games as well, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I took the Yams Vikings, and I was bringing Sigvaldi. So he can do some fun stuff. So the main idea is being able to I decide whether I take Wrath or I'll let the ability go off. I mean, the opponent would have a choice as well, but so that was the main draw. I'm like, yeah, I get to use the board. So the downside was you had to use all Hearthguard, but they are armor 6 against shooting.
Wow. I like
they're
that.
Extra armored. So it actually was awesome. I didn't have to paint anything new. So it was 28 Hearthguard on the table, and I think I had 4 units of 5 and 2 units of 4 or something like that. And yeah, that was a lot of fun using those Hearthguard. And I don't know, it was kind of, maybe if I just play regular Yams Vikings, could I just use all Hearthguard then? Because it was really nice, because the interesting thing with Hearthguard, and I really found this out in the last game against Terry, when he was really slinging his Romans at me and throwing every, 1 combat per turn with every, ability he could muster.
Yep.
But the thing was, he had to double activate to get to me. So whenever somebody has to double activate to go against your Hearthguard, they have a fatigue, and then you just, boom, I'm just armor 6 now. So it doesn't, there's a few auto hits out there, obviously, that can get around that. For the most part, though, if you're armor 6, you can pretty much take any kind of attack and come out pretty much fine. And so, all my units were like that. So it was really nice. I wasn't susceptible to kind of ambushes, maybe the way that warriors would be, where just double go in and maybe hit them on 5s instead. But you can work with 5s, if you got a pile of dice. So that kind of, and there's so many times there's just that one guy left, and he would get the heck out of there, and he's holding the Saga die, and so. Yeah, we ragged on the Hearthguard before, but I was digging it. I was having a blast
Wow.
with those guys. I think definitely the armor 6 against shooting probably made a difference there, but it was good. So the other thing I really liked about Sigvaldi, and I didn't really think about it beforehand, but he's resilience 2, and that made such a difference because on 2 of the games, he was fighting for his life, and those big legendary warlords are worth like 9. It's like a 9-point swing if you kill him.
Yeah.
Because it's 4 for a regular guy, 5 if he's killed, and then an extra 4 for a legendary. And that resilience 2, it made such a big difference in survivability. We play Age of Magic, so we know resilience 2, but like in the historical realm, it's a big difference in being able to take, a unit of Hearthguard can plow in, and you could take 6 wounds straight up.
Yep.
After you've rolled defense dice and whatever abilities.
Yep.
So that saved my bacon, and that resilience 2 was kind of the MVP of 2 of the games.
Wow.
And like I said, a lot of those legendaries are actually resilience 2. You don't even like notice it, or that's not a reason you would take them, but I would actually look at that because Sigvaldi, he was kind of junky though. He only had 4 attacks, so he wasn't a fighter. But if you got like 8, or sometimes they have 10 attacks, resilience 2, like I can do some work in historical realm.
Exactly.
And so the being able to spend my own abilities to get the wrath, it actually only came up, I think I did it 3 times. So the most obvious one is instead of the lightning bolt, just cancel that, give yourself 2 wrath, and then you can immediately do like Song of Steel, do 2 units, and you get 2 big javelin shots out of it, so you get like more firepower. But I was using that Song of Steel. Yeah, that is like the linchpin of the Yams board when the wrath gets flowing. And
agree.
Yeah, so mostly it was just my opponent, choosing the wrath, and I got a ton of wrath throughout that event. People, I don't know, they were just didn't like what I was bringing. So the first round, battle around the campfire type scenario, I think Let the Blood Run.
Yes.
I had the multi-activation queued up twice. I rolled 2 Bs. Scott canceled all 6 activations on my first turn. But I just had 1, dice on a regular activation and still got, the couple kills in there, and then the game was on and I had so it didn't work out good for him. But, I had against Brent, I think I had probably 10 or 11 wrath at one point. He was trying to make it happen. So, I
think it's the outside fresh air saga. It's going to people's heads. They're like, it's fine. Just keep giving them wrath. Shut the Rodge down.
Yeah, well, I want to kill you now. So
exactly,
stop it.
That's right. It is tempting when you start, like when you go down that road.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, they had the best run ever. So I did win the 3 of my normal games, but
nice. We
got to pick who we played. So there was a lot of people who had 3 wins and a lot of people who had 3 losses. And the people with all the wins didn't often match up against each other the way that they would in an event.
That's true.
But yeah, so I think you had 3 wins too going in.
I did, and it was kind of nice. It's just so, it's just that whole chill vibe. Like the first game John set up, he had us paired up, to get right down to brass tacks, launch the ship, get the games going. But the second and third game, I believe they were both out of state, and the third player, I'm so bad with names. I know him by sight. His name's almost, but he just was like, "Hey, Monty, if you don't have a game," I'm like, "Let's throw down."
Yeah.
And he brought late Romans, and just want to briefly mention in it, the thing that like really is like different things opened my eyes during that game. One of the revelations was he played the late Romans using 2 abilities, like the left column, the top one, and the left column, bottom one, over and over again. And the net result was it was just such a different way of playing the Romans. I was up on him. I got the we were doing like I think Lady in the Lake, so I got the objective. But he was really wrong-footing me, and he wasn't playing late Romans the way that I understood late Romans should be played, and that was awesome. I was like,
That's cool.
I think I maybe need to take a second look at the late Romans, because I've seen like a number of flavors, but now that I just keep seeing people like try different things and play it a different way, and I was just very impressed. Like for a game where I got the objective, he was slowly but surely like destroying my army. I'm like, thank goodness I have the objective, because I'm losing like my army little by little with this kind of, his interesting way of playing the late Romans. Mm-hmm. Just a fun day.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had a blast. Good times in the mega battle. I'm not a mega battle man, Monty, but I had fun at the Saga Storm ones always.
Can I make just like one last thing like about the big battle that was kind of funny, like the different revelations? So you and I, and our audience probably knows that when you're playing objective-based Saga scenarios, the key is to get up there and grab that objective, and if you can, to be first, right? So we, our side, I was on a side, and somehow, John goes, okay, Monty, your side, you get to decide, do you want your side to be player 1, first player, or second player? And up and down the line to my right, people who perhaps had been drinking started yelling all at once, like player 2, Monty, player 2. And I was like, are we playing different sagas? Like, do you have a different, what is this? And I stood there, and you know me, Rodge, like Killer Monty would be like, okay, enough of that. We're player 1. Thanks, John. We'll be player 1. So I just heard that, and then I looked at John, and I kind of shrugged, and I go, player 2, I guess.
2, that's what they demand.
It caught us right in the shorts. It fell apart like from that moment forward, which is fine. But what the hell? What was that? I'd like to know. Like, what were they drinking?
Well, they had visions of the future, Monty.
They did. They were probably like, we're going to give so much wrath, and it's going to be fine. I tease.
That's awesome. Yeah, good fun was had. Definitely a don't miss event if you can any way possibly swing it over there. And yeah, can't speak more highly of it. And yeah, that was the 8th one, you said?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Amazing.
8 years of Saga in the storm tent there. That's brilliant. All right. Well, that's enough of that. But I will say, definitely, if you guys haven't tried out the legendary stuff, and you guys, if you're in a group that gets together regularly and plays regularly a lot, I think just breaking those guys out. And I think playing them at 8 points was a pretty good call too.
Agree.
Because it cost a point to get them in the first place, so it was only kind of like a 7-point game's worth of models on the table, and kind of having an extra unit could was a nice little buffer for the shenanigans. And if you got smashed really bad by a legendary you didn't know what they could do, you still had troops left to try and smash them with your own special guy. So definitely give it a shot. All right, let's move on to the paint contest, Monty.
Yes,
we do this every 3 months, and
yep.
Everybody had extra time this month, at least a week for the normies, and I think 2 weeks extra if you were a Patreon member. We got to thank Grip and Beast, as always, Monty, for providing prize support there. Much appreciated, those guys. And let's take a look in the Discord server.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I think I meant to scroll to the beginning before we started recording.
This will take you a couple minutes.
No, I think I did, actually.
There you go. Good job.
Okay. Yeah, August, September. Who's the first?
I think, Eka. And I mean, credit, it's September 3rd, and he is like, boom, in.
Boom, in.
right?
I'm in the wrong channel. No, I'm in the right channel. Where are these guys?
You did have it. It is Ekta or Eka. Sorry,
Eka.
Eka.
All right, bear with me, folks.
Yeah, take your time. It could be a little tricky if the channels collapse. You need to get the Saga files and resources and open that. It's tucked in.
Oh, October 3rd.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, where is it? Oh, come on. I've got the wrong one myself.
Yeah, I thought you
it's
said
Thursday.
September 3rd.
I said that wrong. Yeah, sorry. Saga Thursday. Yep, there you go.
October 3rd. Oh, yeah, boom.
And 3.
Yeah, we got Grouping Beast, Arab,
Yep.
Infantry here. Very well done. I like the brown edges on the bases there. They really set it off, I think. Like the nice mix of colors.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that white, Monty?
I mean, I think that's the kind of white you would have in the desert. So well done.
Yeah, good job. All right, I'm going to try to drag this screen over. I'm not going to sure if it's going to mess with the video. Let's see. I think it looks good still for the OBS recording. Okay, so yeah, I think these look good. I like the kind of little peach guy in the upper left corner there. I'd like to see more of that color. That's an unusual color. That kind of faded, almost like a pastel orange. I feel like that was probably like actually like a common color back then. I don't have any basis for that.
That's the best kind of opinion.
But, yeah, so he's the first. We had 18 of these, so we're just going to go through, take a look, and pick our favorite here. So Rocky Boy. So this is the first of several Irish. I think he has 2 entries. We're only gonna count this entry, the first entry.
Got it.
And he's got to be War Games Atlantic guys, right?
That's the look
about him.
That's them.
Like the nice bushy bases, nice greens. There.
Little thematic in the shields.
Did a little extra work on some of these with the. There's like a little red line on these guys' little battle dress. There's some white lines on this other. Yeah, those shields must come with embossed with some symbols on them there. That's handy. He's chosen a mix of them. Proper levy there, Monty. What do you say?
I like it. And it'll be rather hellish for whoever has to face these 12 lads.
Not too bad. You'd rather have these than the slingers, right?
That's actually true. I can come to grips with them. Because if they're shooting me, I should be able to charge them when my turn comes.
Yeah. These are cool figs. I got to get my hands on some of these. Not bad. Ooh, a little tartan work on the back one.
Yep. I see that.
Front and center for that one guy.
Yep.
Not too shabby. Okay. Cool. Moving on. Someone has to do a tally of all these entries that were before pictures. And see how many attempts were had each time, how many completions, how many attempts. It's not going to be me, but love disc golf. Good to see some ancient stuff here. Greek Italiotes.
Yes.
For Age of Hannibal. These are Victrix Greek archers. And have you ever worked with these Greek archers, Monty, in person yourself?
I have not done these Greek archers, but you can look at them stylistically, like the flow of the clothes patterns. Yeah, they look nice. I like Victrix for the niche that they are in. If you're okay with plastics, then Victrix are really awesome. Yeah.
These ones are good. Put on squares. Basing's decent. I see he's gone for the eyes, which we don't see often. He's done all right on that. Now, one thing he's done is the eyebrows. Monty, do you paint the eyebrows?
Yeah, no, generally not. Maybe on a warlord, but generally, no. Interesting.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I don't do the eyebrows ever because it's like, I don't know. It's tough to get it look good. These ones are all right. I think on like the blonde guys, looks fine. It's like when you got that dark hair guys,
right.
Kind of looks. And it's just a little off because that should be like a highlight area, and then you're doing like a dark color on it. That's what always throws me off when I'm painting.
Got it.
But yeah, these guys look good. Thanks for the submission.
Yeah. Looking good.
Rocky Boy. He's got some more.
Oh, no.
These are the ones that you're
trouble. Yeah.
These are the ones that you're worried about, Monty.
No mas.
So this is his second entry. We're just going to accept the first one. But
Yep.
yeah, these guys look good.
Yep.
Just as good as the first ones.
Looking good. Yep.
Right. All right. Now we got Maros, my Arpadian Hungarian levies for Age of Crusades. And these look good.
Can I just say Levy don't generally look this badass. These guys are tough.
Yeah, these are kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like maybe in real life, like once you saw how they were like maybe swinging them around, making like lightsaber noises or something, you'd be like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They're just Levy.
They're third tier, but yeah, that is tough looking.
Yeah, these are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How
about the shield work?
Yeah. I mean, there's depth on like all of the colors for sure. I like the red, white, and blue shield. It cracks me up as like makes me think of like the modern like HEMA fighters, like the traditional European countries represent, and then the Americans come, and then they got like the red, white, and blue, and eagles and stuff. That just cracks me up. It makes me think of that with that one guy. So, yeah, love that green shield, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nice mix of colors.
That is good.
Yeah, you're right. Levy shouldn't be looking this good.
They're uppity. They're ready to take over the Lord's house. I love the red and white checkerboard. That is painstaking to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on.
Yep.
We've got, all right, Blitzel. So he started at what we're going to call this good enough for an entry into the random drawing.
Yeah.
Now he kind of finished these after the deadline, but these are based technically, and they're painted. So these are good enough for me. And I think they look better at the end. We'll take another look at them at the end, but we will count them as an entry.
Nice.
All right. We got Terry.
Oh.
Now, after playing Charles at Saga Storm and the Huns and getting rocked by the Levy, I feel that may have been an influence here, Monty. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. Oh, God, I like these models. Yeah, these are, anytime someone comes to your town and they have a human head hanging off the side of their horse, you have to be worried about going drinking with these things.
Yeah, these are good. These kind of make me, when I first saw these, I was like, Hamza's getting in the contest with that like light purple stuff. I don't know. Whenever I think of the stuff that Hamza's painted, it's that kind of light purple is what comes to mind for me. So these are well done.
Yes, very nice.
That's a lot of horse flesh.
Yep.
And it looks like there's kind of like a badass dude leading them too. In the bottom right of the last picture, he's got the full chainmail.
Oh, yeah.
Helmet there.
Yep. That's it. Romanesque, maybe. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like it. I also love the there's got to be a name for it. The skull with the hair and the horns with the gold tips. That's terrifying.
That's
like just wave that around.
Cow mullet.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning if I had to fight them.
The skin tones are really well done too. I like on these guys.
Yeah.
Looks nice. All right. We've got, you can't have a paint contest without some Victrix Vikings showing up to the party. Maybe these are Saxons. Victory. I don't know what the difference is between the Viking plastics and the Saxon plastics.
Oh, yeah, because you're coming up with the teardrop shield and just a couple things in there. Yeah, I think you're right. It could.
There's some floppy Phrygian caps in here, actually, that I don't think are in the Viking
Okay.
box. So maybe this is the Saxon. Does he say?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, right? You're doing levy, so that's 4, 8, 12. I think you got it. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
That would be the, as my daughter would say, using contextual clues. We figured out what this is.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of a leader. Again, I don't know if that was what Terry was going for, if he just had like a command group as part of his little 12 pack there. But I like the idea thematically and visually of having a dude with a different shield. You know, he's the boss man.
With the scratch painted or hand painted bear.
Looks cool.
Nice.
All right. Moving on.
Uh-oh.
So we got Mr. Kite.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll call this good enough. We'll give him an entry. I believe there was some confusion over what the contest was for, but we got 12. This is supposed to be mounted Hun levy. Now, I don't think they can take bows typically.
Yeah.
But we're going to count it here. I think there was some confusion.
Right. That's okay. And maybe they're the figures he had. He wrote it up as just finished one levy unit for Huns.
So maybe they can take composite bows. I guess I thought they could just take mounted. But in any case, case. He's the basing here. I actually like that kind of like pumice type stuff. That's something that I always think about. It kind of looks like that. I'm not totally sure if that's what it is, but I like you did the one horse at least. He's got a little some spots on him, that black one. Or he's white with black socks and a couple dots or two. So overall, this is the most intensive levy unit one can create. So
a lot of work, right? I mean, kudos. 12 horse levy unit, that is a lot of work. I also think it's fascinating that, like, I mean, it's hard. It's historical. Everyone's doing the best they can. But, like, Steppe Tribe, there are just so many variations. And, like, so these look a little different from Terry's. And if you saw the Footsore Huns, they'd look a little different. And I bet if you could find a fourth version, they'd be slightly different, too.
Yeah, and I like the hill that he's done.
Yeah.
That picture where they're on the hill, like, that actually looks like with that basing mixed in. Like, if these were on a display board, you know, this would actually look pretty darn good, pretty thematic. All right. We've got Rockers, Assassinate Levy from Aventine Miniatures. God, I love these. These are great models. Holy smokes. I really like these, and I really like the paint job and what he did with that tunic with like the red stripe down the middle. I'm pretty certain that's not part of the model, right? You know, he just decided to do that.
Yep, freehand extra work.
Yeah, and that looks really good. I mean, it's not complicated, but you know, sometimes it's not easy to do that either. And I think it really, you know, they have the red caps with that red stripe. He's got a couple different kinds of pants. I really like how these turned out.
Agree.
Nice use of the trees as well. All right, we got Victrix Persian Levy from Glotkin.
Okay.
Now this is some neon power here, Monty.
Wow, yeah. And also credit for jumping in on Age of Alexandra. I think that's probably our first entry already, right?
Yeah. These guys are cool. Look good, powerful colors. These will look good at Adepticon.
Yes, they will pop. They pop. Well, they do pop.
Yeah, especially under the poor lighting conditions of
the Great Hall.
Acon. Yeah, this'll. Yeah, they look really bright, but at Adepticon, everything else will be dark, and these ones will. You know, they're kind of like normal. You know, normal colored versus you know, the bright stuff here. So. These are cool figs. This basing is really, really cool. Like, it looks really, I guess, realistic. I don't know. You know, there is realistic basing that people will use on their models, but I think, though, like with those white rocks, yeah, those kind of look like they're just white rocks, but it really blends in well with the the brown and the green little tufts that he's chosen. So props there.
I'd also just give him a little shout out. He's got this nice reoccurring stripes. The color palette is tight, and so they look very good. And in the first picture, I couldn't pick it out in the big group shot because they're a little. It's hard when you get 12 figures bunched up. But he has got like striped pants, striped. I don't even know, different parts of the clothing, and it looks like there might be a little bit of work on the bow case too.
Yeah, it looks like every. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least half of them, or the majority of them, do have some of that extra stripe work there. Yeah, and you're right. The bow cases, those are little bonkers.
Yeah,
they're really well done. I didn't notice until I looked at this picture that had the back of them as well as the front. So. Well done, Glotkin.
Yep.
All right. Pain Train Dane. Love this one. I wonder if his name is Dane, like my son Dane, or he's from Denmark. Pipe in, let me know. Pain Train Dane. We got Levantine Crusader Pilgrims finished. Fireforge Folk Rabble.
Like it.
And I got to get a set of these guys.
Yep.
I got to get this kit. Love pitchforks. These are good models.
Yes, they are.
Generic. Have you ever worked with these, Monty?
Yes, I've got 18
like
of
you
these.
have.
I really need to paint another. Math is hard. Another 6, so I can have the 2 points of pilgrims to be super annoying when I play the Levant Crusaders.
Yeah. These are cool. Pretty plain as far as the brown. We got 2 types of brown, but they're just the rabble, Monty. What do we expect here? Yeah, so this is like the realistic style basic. People buy those mixes or whatever, and so that kind of looks like that here. So for me personally, I don't rate it that high in photos. Maybe if I saw it in person, I would like it better. But I've never seen it in person, so I don't know. What do you think about those base mix that are like realistic? Right, really just rocks and dirt, and you're not going to paint over it. You're
going to chuckle. I've never. I would say up until very recently, I had never done it. And Scott, if you think of his award-winning, best-in-class, best painted at Adepticon, his Sassanid Persians, he was using one of these, and they actually, with just a little bit of work, they can give you a really good effect. So I followed in his footsteps, and my Carthaginians, I am doing in that base. I'm actually pouring it over like my usual style base to make them look more Mediterranean. And I was pretty happy with the results. So I'm willing to give it another try, but it's all personal taste. Number one, number two, speed and convenience. My way takes a lot of work, and sometimes when I'm all done, first I do the glue, then I do the mix, then I do a wash to lock it all up so it doesn't fall apart. Then I paint it, then I wash it, and then I highlight it, and then I bring in tufts. And when it's all done, I sometimes look at that and I'm like, good God, man.
There's certainly a time component to be factored in.
Right.
So, interesting. I'll have to go back and look at pictures of Scott's stuff. I guess I didn't recognize that, whatever he had done to it. So, I'm going to go back and take a look at that and see. So you're going to be, did you already do this on your Hannibal?
So I did it on my Hannibal, and I'll be honest, it would be better. The effect, I think, would be slightly better if I did it over a flat, it's, over the base. I was pouring it over my already pre-existing thing because I was trying to give it a more Mediterranean look. So not that I didn't like it. And another thing Scott does is when he's done, you can't stop there, obviously, but he will bring in, the kind of right colored tufts for the look that you're looking for. So Mediterranean kind of dry scrub. So he adds tufts to give it a little more visual interest, beyond just the grit, the mixed grit that you put down. And honestly, like, he's won me over to try it. So
Cool. I'll have to take a look in person next time we meet. Yeah, I would love to revamp my base. I do the same thing I've done for like 15 years. When I ain't broke, don't fix it. But it does take a bunch of times, and there's a lot of steps and a lot of, okay, I just have to wait for this to dry. You know,
Right.
So
Right.
annoying stuff. So awesome. Thank you, Pain Train Dane. We've got, what are these? Victrix Dark Age Archers. As Britain Levy Archers.
Nice. Victrix represents. Nice.
Yeah, they keep coming out with more.
Yep.
more stuff. I know late Romans, I think, are the latest thing, and these were not too long ago, as I recall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's cool. I like the pose of the guy where he's just holding some arrows in his hand. You like never see that. It's always the action shot, you know, mid firing. So I like that look. And there's another guy too, in the middle. But these are cool. I guess I'm not a fan of the arrows on the bows, just from like modeling perspective, you know. But these look fine. Nice, quick paint job, I'm sure. This is what we were expecting when we had a Levy paint contest. So
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing to complain about here. He did do a little extra with the light blue around the bottoms there. So a little extra work, I think, sets it off. And yeah, well done. My good man.
Very nice.
I don't know how far along we are here, but okay. We got Martin Teasdale finished his Irish levies from War Games Atlantic.
Nice.
And yeah, these are good. I like the mix of browns. There's at least 1, 2, 3 different browns, maybe more. Depends. This is like a green brown. What do you think about the little micro textures for the highlights, Monty?
That's slow work, but it's awesome. It's just really, like, look, here's like a thing I strive for. And I mean, in the very first picture, it's a great example. The third guy in working from the left, he's in brown. So you have the darkest brown shadow in the crevice there. And then those little brush strokes. I mean, what is that? Like 6, 8 of them just bunched up together with the lightest, almost like maybe a rocky sand, just to give you that contrast of the brightest bright against the darkest, to give you that pop. Love it.
Yep. These are well done, for sure, doing the big wide open areas. Really nailed it on the colors there, because it is mostly mid-tone. And, just a few shadows, a few highlights. Yeah, they're just levies.
Right.
This is a great yellow on that one guy.
Yep.
Gotta have yellow and green for the Irish money.
That's how many Levy Irish shooters have we seen now? And the slingers, they do love their slingers.
Yeah, Rocky, I think, had 2. So.
Right. Nice.
These are good. I guess they're kind of left hand. Yeah, it's all the shield hands, So kind of clenching their fists,
Ready to shake them.
Come at me.
Get out of my backyard.
Well done, as always, Martin.
Yep. Always.
And we've got some more Age of Alexander here. Somebody got secret knowledge or something. Yes. I don't know what we've unleashed, but we've got some Indian archers, Indian levy, and what are the Old Glory figures?
Right. 2 points. They must be
20 years old.
Yeah.
He said. Yeah. That's awesome. So these ones, it's a little hard to tell what's going on. Basic is cool. Yeah, cool models.
Yeah, like that.
Guess we were talking about where to source Indians last time. So
Yep.
apparently Old Glory has some
Yep.
goodies here.
Yep.
Some natural style basin. Yeah, looks good. Can't complain here. Looks like he's going for the full kit and caboodle here, Monty. 36. Maybe, or 4, 12, 10. I'm looking at his base movement trays here. 10, 4, 3. Yeah, that's a lot of...
It's a lot.
That's a lot of shooters, Monty.
It's going to be tough.
All right, I think we've got our first and only Age of Magic entry. We've got some Great Kingdom shooters from Broderick. Yeah, we've got the full command here. You got your drummer. You got your stick man. They got the old Warhammer style. These are cool.
They are. I think these might even say War Games Atlantic was doing Conquistadors.
Pretty sure, yeah, these are the War Games. So I used to have a Conquistador back in the day and had to convert a bunch of these funny helmets and stuff. So I do have a soft spot for those. These are well done. Kind of an interesting natural colors on here.
Yeah.
Because they are kind of... I guess... these are supposed to be historical, right?
Yep.
Or are these fantasy? I don't know. I guess I always picture the Conquistador in the Warhammer fantasy paint style. So seeing them in a natural colors kind of throws me off, but it probably actually is appropriate. But he said they're for Great Kingdoms, so they could be fantasy if you wanted.
Yes.
But these are cool. Yeah, I like these plastics. Most of the poses are pretty good. That one guy on the end, the left there, he's a little funky, but I think the rest are good. Yeah, nice job, Roderick.
Nice.
Okay, we got Pappas here. Honorable mention only here. He's got Iberian Warriors. So you did not meet the criteria for the paint contest, sir or madam. But we could take a look. We'll take a look there. So... not too bad. It's got to be Victrix, Monty.
Yep. Victrix is just cleaning up today.
We should have like a tally of the different manufacturers. They're doing quite a bit. These guys look good. Love the shields. I'm assuming those are decals, but you match the colors on the rest of the models.
Yep.
They really... There's one thing I always think about with decals. Well, how can I match the colors exactly? But these look good. Nice job. Fortunately, we can't count it as an entry for the Gripping Beast drawing, but thanks for submitting. And we got the ABG 18 Republican Roman Velites. It's got to be Victrix again, right, Monty?
There's something about them that is throwing me just a little bit. There is one other plastics who does Romans for this era. I cannot remember. It's what's throwing me is Victrix. I don't think does that. Almost looks like a wolf's tail is going around the helmet. Victrix does do the whole wolf like that's up over and over your shoulders. There's something about this that makes me think, is it a Gemma? There's someone else, and maybe they could punch it down on the website, because I'm not. Shoot, I can't find it.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't.
It doesn't.
There might have been in a before picture that they were mentioned, but not in
maybe I missed it. But thematically, I love that these, they're working for the state, and I could have this wrong. This might be before the state is providing your arms and armament, but in any case, I love the themey blue, kind of almost like that's just a beautiful sky blue. And everyone's wearing, a simple white tunic, and they're all excited to try to go out there, put on a good show, and get promoted.
Yeah, I think they'll look good. I'm sure they were relatively quick to paint up. It kind of looks like, again, like a natural basing mix there with the actual color of those little rocks, pebbles coming through. So I'm sure they didn't take as long as some of the others, and yeah, they look good. It's good definition on the whites for sure. Nothing to complain about there. 2 units of 9 for the Romans. What do you think?
That's a big unit. 1.5.
1.5 points. All right. We've got Norman, Levy, Bowman. We got some gripping beasts, the good old gripping beasts.
Yeah, we know these.
These are good. Nothing to complain about here. I like the nice meadow sprinklings of the flowers there and the backdrop. That's perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's Monty level backdropper.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Nice mix of colors there. I like the blue, green guys, red guy. Nothing to complain about here. Pretty good figs for the beast too, I will say, compared to some of the other ones. Nice work, Robin. All right, I think we're closing in on the end here, Monty.
I think this is almost it.
Christopher of Poznan, and he did. I'm pretty sure these are 3D prints.
Yeah.
Because there's that company in the UK. You probably looked at them. They have some Thracians and other kind of ancient stuff. I cannot remember their name, but I've looked at their website last week. And I'm pretty sure these are the guys. So these look cool. They kind of have, there's a little chonk to them, it's kind of like a dwarven archer vibe almost to the proportions here. But I really like these. These are cool figs. And I like the paint job with the pastel, kind of orange, pastel yellow. And there's a blue guy in there. I guess there's some blue sprinkled throughout. But I really like the way that the colors were done here. And he went the extra mile on the strings. Yes. Monty, have you ever done?
Not even once. Why would I do that to myself? But impressed.
Yeah. Props to you there, Chris.
Yes.
We would never do it. But for the most part... Yeah, it looks good. I would say on one guy, the guy with the yellow, I'm not digging it, but on the rest of them, looks good. Looks natural. Doesn't look bad. An improvement to the model. I can't always say that when people add the string money.
Yeah, no, it's hard to do.
Okay. So that's it. The next ones are October 31st, which is today, and that's after the deadline.
Got it.
So there are some additional ones here. We're going long, but thanks for trying to get them in, guys. Much appreciated.
Yep.
And we'll do it again. Now, we have to choose our favorite here, Monty. So why don't you hit me with your top 3?
Boy. My gosh. So I might need some help here. For sure, I would throw in the Hungarian levy. My gosh, the most badass levy perhaps history has ever seen right here. God, they look good. They're ready for promotion right now. But yes.
Yes. So Maros, he is in my top 3. Yeah.
Yep.
These ones are very well done.
And what would you pick for the next one?
I would actually say Christopher of Poznan are in my top 3 as well, the ones we just looked at.
Yep.
They're interesting, unique models I've never seen before.
Yep.
I really like the color scheme on them and how they ended up. He used a little bit of everything, and it's the way that I would do it. So obviously that's the correct way things should be done. I now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's why I like them, is that proportions and the repeating the colors and the way that it was done is kind of how I've been doing it on my models. So I think maybe that's subliminally. But I do like the color choices and the kind of the faded, the pastel look. I think, I've mentioned it a few times. I think that looks really good on historical models. And he went the extra mile on the strings and improved them with the strings, in my opinion.
Nice.
So I'll put him in my top 3. Monty, another one for you.
I'm having trouble getting to the painted example. I thought.
It's hard to find them. There's too many now.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. I'm having a little trouble here. Shoot, hopping around.
Okay. So also in my top 3, this one's kind of a tie. Maybe I have a top 4, but Rockers with the Aventine.
Yes.
Assassinate Levy.
Yep.
It's kind of a simple design, but that red stripe on it just works really well. It's just a really easy thing to do, and it really makes them look like these are the schmoes that here's your shirt. Yeah, y'all got to wear this. Uniform type thing. So.
Yep. Yeah, they look awesome.
And I think I'm going to guess your other top 3, Mr. Teasdale. We can't forget.
I mean, I just stylistically, I'm just always a fan. I'm always a fan. That little micro brush work, good grief, that's some nice brush control there. And anyways, I think that's another one. So really some stellar work.
Mm-hmm. So those are our standouts. We really liked all of those. Unfortunately, we can only choose one, but we agreed on what Monty called the most badass levy that there ever was, Moros with the Arpadian Hungarians. And
how often do you see Hungarians? I mean, just, a bold choice right there.
Yeah, so these look good. These are it's probably not fair because these are like, warrior level badasses in a levy contest.
I know.
And,
I've got nice shields. What do you have? And the guys are like, I don't even have a shield for my left hand.
Yeah.
I'm forming a fist.
Everybody else has got rags. We're talking about the different browns and the greens and stuff. And then he's put, in a different, these could be 12 like Baltic Crusaders or something, Hearthguard models, the same thing. So
we'll have to keep an eye and see if they reappear. Snuck in.
So, he made his case, we'll count it. That's probably worked to his advantage in this particular contest now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, props to you, Maros. You're going to get the coveted Saga Thursday pint glass. So send me your details. I'm going to mail that to you. Now we are going to pick a random winner of the Gripping Beast plastic box set. And let me see if sure that's coming up on the screen there. I've numbered everybody 1 to 18. Going to random.org. I'm going to generate a number. I generated a 5. A 5 is Sheepy with 2 Y's at the end. So Sheepy, you are the winner of the Gripping Beast plastic box set for the paint contest. So that is awesome. Wow, that took a while, Monty, but we got through it. And yeah, I don't even know what to do now. What happens in the show after this part? I can't remember. We've got other prizes, Monty. So let's jump to those right now. Let's jump back to that random.org screen. So I've got the patrons lined up here. Make sure that shows up on the screen. Yes, it does. So first, we're going to do the another Gripping Beast box set giveaway. So if the paint contest wasn't your luck, you can get on the Patreon. If you donate $3 or more per month, you're going to be entered into this giveaway. So, and it goes by every month that you're in. You're going to get a drawing for the quarterly thing. So if you're in for all 3 months, you're going to have 3 numbers corresponding to your name. If you just got in this last month, you'll just have 1 number corresponding to your name. If you had 2 months, then you get 2 numbers. And so that adds up to 87 numbers. So I'm going to generate 1 to 87. 58 is John. Jon. I think that's the only John on the Patreon. Yes, it is. So, John, hopefully you know who you are, but you're going to win a Gripping Beast box set. And congratulations. Now, the bigger one is the Hearthguard, Lifeguard, and Warlord levels. They're going to get a painted unit from me due to the overall numbers and stuff like that. So this could be a mercenary unit or a Hearthguard unit. I've got a staple now, or a stable of Merc units painted up so far. I got Shield Maiden and Steppe Tribes. We've got some Irish Hearthguard. We've got some Saracen Hearthguard. We've got some Goth Hearthguard. There's plenty of horses to go around here, so people will have their choice from that. Maybe some otherworld creatures. So the numbers for that work up to 1 through 55. Generate 40. 40 is Scott ZC, Scott DeRung. So congratulations, Scott.
Wow.
Monty's Tom. We were talking about his Sassanids earlier.
Yep.
And my first game against him with my Yams Vikings at Saga Storm was Scott. So that's cool. Congratulations, Scott. Let me know what you want, and we'll make it happen. Okay. So that's enough of the window.
That's a lot of winning.
Yeah, every 3 months we have a lot of winners. My 4 winners. My shipping account gets activated. I mail things out.
Perfect.
What do we got next? So we were on the Saga Thursday Discord during this, so you got to see all the cool stuff we were looking at. You can get on there. There's 656 members currently, Monty. And I'd recommend that. And also going over to the Patreon. So we are working towards nominally three additional episodes of Saga Thursday per month. So these are 3 additional to the ones that you and I do. So this would be the 4th one if we reach this goal. Now, I will say in December, there's going to be a mix-up of a little shuffling around of the Patreon stuff. So I started it in December of last year. So every year around December, I might make some modifications or something like that. So this goal may change a little bit. It might be shuffled around. But head on over there because the patrons are getting a additional video per month now, Monty. And that is going to be going on all of next year. They'll be getting an additional Saga-related video. So there's been one already, and then by the time this goes live, there'll be a second one. But and one of them I was talking about my game against Brent. The Yams Vikings versus the Goths. It was an epic battle. Yep. So if you want to hear about that, you can join the Patreon. And there's going to be some other changes there. I'm really, really excited. After a year kind of seeing how everything worked, I got a couple new ideas. So stay tuned for those details. But couldn't do this without the patrons. Monty, Terry, Patrick, Sean, Mitchell, Kevin, Scott, and the rest of the patrons. And, oh no, the list is so long now, I can't keep them all on the screen. Tom and Wayne are on the bottom. Congrats. Thanks, Tom and Wayne.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, so very pleased with the support so far, and it's definitely kept all these videos flowing, and hopefully we can keep it going for next year. Speaking of the videos, what are we doing here? Where's my picks? Coming up later this month, we've got Militus Christi faction review coming up next week. So this is coming out on the 3rd. That'll be November 10th.
Nice.
Talking with... I'm pretty sure it's Austin. That's a little hazy now because I've got quite a few faction reviews in the can, and they were all recorded around the same time. And I actually did 2 in one day, Monty.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that was a wild day. I'll tell you what. Whew, some wild saga chat. And a week after that, due to popular review, Monty the Goth faction review. This was voted upon by the patrons. So if you want to influence the videos that come out, you can join the Patreon because they wanted this by a pretty hefty margin. So this one is with JP. I remember that. This one's been in the can for a while, so it'll be good to get it out there in the world. And yeah, both of those are great videos. And that's about it for this one. Monty, it's been a heck of a day.
It's been a heck of a day. Yes, it has.
I'm starting, all those Kit Kats I ate are starting
crash.
Their energy is leaving my body.
Stuff your face.
Yeah. But please comment below if you had some favorites in the paint contest or feedback for those folks. Let us know. If we made the wrong choice, hit us with it. We're standing by those secret Hearthguards in the Levy contest. That's funny.
That is funny.
But yeah, next time it's going to be December, Monty.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of weird. We will have Adepticon details to go over. So they may be posted on the Adepticon website. They may not, but we'll be far enough along in the process that we'll feel comfortable giving out the scoop on Adepticon stuff. So that might be the topic. We might have other stuff to talk about, but
nice.
That's going to be it for now, Monty.
Okay.
Are we forgetting anything?
I think that's it. I think I would just put a plug in that I am hitting up everyone I know for Fimbulwinter. Get in their car, get in their plane, get over to Wisconsin, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm super pumped about that. I'll have some more details. I'm working on a few different things, and hopefully have some more goodies to show off for that one. I know I'll be going to the Awakening the Einherjar event in Chicago. That's middle of November, so I'll be able to give a little report on that. There might be a video about that as well in December, maybe. But yeah, I think that's about it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Monty, thank you again for sticking through it. Couldn't do it without you, buddy. All right.
Thanks, dude.
Peace out.
Saga!
If you'd like to see more Saga content, consider joining the Heathen Army over on Patreon or popping on down to the Saga Thursday Discord server. Links below. Thanks, guys.